This is a tutorial on using the NCPMI Infographics workbook. When you first open the workbook, you'll have a couple of tabs down at the bottom. You'll have the Instructions tab, Benchmarks of Quality, BOQ at Fidelity, Teapot at Fidelity, Teapot, Coaching 1, Coaching 2, Coaching 3, and Expulsion Suspension. If you don't see all of these tabs, then it's likely that this bar here is a little bit larger, so it might be like this. And you might only see a few. And so you can do two things. One, you can go to these three little dots here, and then when you see that double-headed arrow, hold down your mouse button, so that's the left side of your mouse button, and then drag it over so that you can see all of those tabs. The other option, if you like where that bar is at, you can just use these arrows here. So this arrow here will actually scroll through the tabs for you. So those are your two options so that you can see the different tabs down at the bottom. So on the Instructions tab, you have a little bit about why this was developed. Basically, it's for sharing data with families and for other community stakeholders, and it provides a just a nice way to really get some of the important pieces of data out to your audience in a nice infographic type of way. And you can use this through social media, print it out, put that in bulletin boards, or you can add those to your newsletters. If you have any questions, something doesn't work, you can always email me. Here is my email. So the Benchmarks of Quality tab, that's the first tab. And this one here just reports on what is your mission, what's the mission for your program, and then which are the benchmarks that you have in place. And so for this part here, the first thing you would do is to insert your mission statement. So easiest here is to actually just type it out. So our goal is to provide quality care, let's say, something like that. If you have a longer one, you can go ahead and put that in there as well. If you need to decrease the font, you can. So you would just go here. This is a 32 font size, but you can decrease it if you need more space to fit all of your mission statement, and you can change how this font looks or the colors. So you would just click here, and then you can highlight the text to fit. Maybe you have your program or your program logo has colors that you want to use here. You can do that, and you can change the word art style. So this is just word art. You can change it all to look, pretty much however you'd like. So there's no, you don't have to use the colors that we have here. So after you've put in your mission statement, then you can change out which benchmarks are listed here. And so you can do this two ways. You can double click and then start typing here. So you can establish, let's say I want, instead of established a leadership team, I want to actually put established staff buy-in. So I could just type that in there, and so it's there. Or I can come up to the top, so this is called the formula bar, and up here I can put in what I want to put in. So I established a leadership team. I can put it back to that. And then the same here, you can see that the benchmarks are listed here. So that's something that you can just type in here. So you have some instructions here as well that you can use. And then this figure here, you can make this smaller, you can make it larger, or you can just move it over, not use it at all. Let's say you want to use your own logo or something else, then you can do that as well. So that is a way that you can customize this. Also, let's say I'm ready to use this. So you would just, using your mouse, just highlight everything. And then you can do Control-C on your keyboard or copy. And then you can actually paste it as a picture. So when you go to actually paste it, you want to paste it as a picture so that it's one image and not pieces. Like here it's actual pieces, but this is actually one image. And then you would use this that you could make smaller or larger as part of a newsletter or something you're sharing on social media. And you can copy and paste this into Word, into PowerPoint, I just pasted it here so that you could see that process of highlighting, copying, and pasting, but you can use anything that you want to use that you use to create newsletters or presentations or anything like that. If you want, you can also add a third kind of bullet here. So you would just click on this, Control C or copy, and then Control V, you could paste. So now you have 3. And then that will help you to add that third one. And here, this is actually a couple of merged cells, and I know this because when I click on it, I see that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all of these rows are highlighted, and E, F, G, and H are all highlighted as well. So this tells me that this was actually merged cells, and so that just makes one big cell instead of individual cells. And so what I can do here, especially since I want to add a third one, is I can click here where it says merge and center, just click it one time, and it unmerges everything. And then now I can decide, well, I want this to be this big maybe, and then I can merge and center again, align it to the left, and now I've got something smaller. And then now I can come here and merge these and maybe have a third one that I want to add here. So that's something that you can do. And you could also take this, copy it, come here and paste it. And then now you have the 3. So there's different ways that you can do this, but for now, the way that it's set up for 2. So that's the first benchmarks of quality. The second one, if I click on the next tab, BOQ at Fidelity. So this is really just saying that we've implemented all of the system components. So once all of those are in place, then here again, you have the mission statement, which you could type in, and then that's really all that you need to do. And you're ready to take this one and copy and paste it in. So that is that's this one. This one is a lot simpler because you're only adding in your mission statement. The teapot at Fidelity. So this one here is, there's nothing that needs to be done here. It's just saying that our teachers deserve an award. All our teachers are implementing social and emotional teaching practices that meet the highest level of quality. So this one, all you have to do is copy and paste it, and then again you can paste that into whatever you want to use that. The next is the teapot. So this one here, this one is talking about teapot scores, and so here you're doing a couple things. So the first thing you're doing is it says we do insert a key practice well. So here you have key practice. So you could put we do schedules, routines, and activities well. We do transitions between activities well, supportive conversations with children, collaborative teaming. We suggest you use one of these. So you can go here and say, okay, well, we do, so I'm going to change that to collaborative teaming. We do collaborative teaming well. And then our teachers are implementing, and here it says 90% of the quality practices for this. So the next thing you would do is insert a percentage. So here we say, so let's say we do want to say 90%. So we would just leave this at 90%. Let's take out these little things here. So our teachers are implementing 90% of the quality practices for, and now you could put in this statement that matches this up here. So let's say, so here we have the practices that you could use. So it says we promote children's engagement well. And then if I use this statement, then on this below the percentage, I could use promoting children's engagement. So let's go back here and let's say we do, let's use that first one, or we promote children's engagement well. Our teachers are implementing 90% of the quality practices for, and then this is the statement that I could put here. So here I would put for promoting children's engagement. So you see that these two here these two sections, they match each other. So whatever I put here, then I have something that I put here. Then below that, so this is like a little gauge, and so I want it to say 90%. So I said here's at 75, so I want to do 90. So I type 90 into that little yellow thing here, and now you see my gauge, it goes up to 90. So that's outstanding. So if I were to go down here and change this to 50, now look, my gauge is at 50. So I want it to match that percentage that I used, so I put 90, and so now this is ready. So now I just copy the white, so that's Control C, and then I paste as a picture. And then now I can use this, that I can use on Word documents, again, PowerPoint or anything like that. So you see how that one is customizable. And again, we give you some ideas here, but of course you're welcome to put anything you want here and here. The next is the coaching number 1. So coaching 1, here we talk about how many hours of training, how many hours of coaching. So here what you're doing is actually changing the numbers. And so to change the numbers, if you scroll down, you'll see all of the numbers that you can use. And it's just, so let me take these out so you can see. So you would just come here and say, I want to do 23. So I would click on the number 2, and you can drag it up if you want. So 23, and then know that you're going to reuse those numbers. Or you can click on the number 2, do Control C, do Control V, so that's copy paste. So you can use this up here too. Now I have another number 2, and again I want to use number 3. I can also right click, I can do copy, and I can do paste, just a straight paste, and now I have 23. So it's up to you if you want to just use these numbers or you want to copy and paste the numbers. That's more of how comfortable you feel when you're using it. And so then you just fix these numbers here inside the box, and then that's it. You're ready to go. You can also, if you want to change this here, you can. These are just suggestions of what you can use. Coaching 2. It's just a different image. So this one doesn't have an image of a person, but this one actually does. So this is just up to you. And also the statement down here is different. So this one says, we want to make sure your child has the social emotional skills needed to be successful in school. Whereas this one says, we are coaching teachers to implement best practices in the classroom. And so this one is exactly the same as far as what you're doing here. You have the numbers here, and then you can just paste them here. And then the image of the coach, you can use this one, or you can use something else that, you know, if you have another image you want to use or a logo, you can do this. So you can just put them in the image or not, and then customize and make them smaller or larger or anything else. Coaching 3, the difference again is what's being written here, and it's the same thing about hours of training, hours of coaching. What you are customizing is the numbers that you're putting in here. So that is really the only difference, is what is in this box here. So you have 3 coaching ones that have different text, but the same idea about the number of hours of training and coaching. Then the last one is expulsion and suspension. And so this one just says that we are proud to share that we've had 67 days of preschool with no suspensions or expulsions. So this one was along the lines of, you know, in warehouses and things like that, work sites, job sites, where you might see like, you know, 10 days without an accident, you know. So this is kind of that same idea of how why this one was kind of created, how many days of no suspensions or expulsions. And this is all you're changing out are the numbers. And so those numbers are here that you can copy and paste and put in here. So that these last 4 tabs are similar in that they're using numbers, and you're just copying them and pasting them in those areas. So again, if you have any questions on how to use a spreadsheet, you can come Back to the instruction tab, you'll find my email here, and I look forward to seeing how you use these.